The modern world is absolutely full of traps designed to make men weak, comfortable, and ultimately easy to manage. And none of these traps are set up by accident. They're intentional setups specifically to control you. There is a literal agenda to control the population, and the absolute best way to do that is by controlling the minds of men. A lot of guys have fallen for this and totally embrace weakness. What kind of man would allow himself to be brainwashed into forsaking his masculinity? Now, what's really fascinating is that this control mechanism is super visible in our culture today. Just look at the men society chooses to elevate and put on a pedestal. Those are the guys who have embraced this agenda of weakness. On the flip side, the guys who forsake the programming and show traditional strength, those are the ones who end up getting targeted and canceled. To really understand this traps, habit number one, friendship. You know that old saying, you're the average of the five people you spend the most time with? Historically, choosing bad friends could literally get you killed. So friendships were built on shared principles and a strict code of honor. Today, guys are completely careless. They pick friends just because they share the same destructive habits. Basically, they'd rather be weak and comfortable together than actually push each other to be better. If your five friends are weak cowards, you're gonna be the sixth. Moving on to habit two, the social media is a lethal weapon that controls the masses. I mean, whether you walk into a restaurant or a gym, people are just glued to their phones, totally enslaved to the scroll. Use social media or get used by it. I doesn't say all social media is evil. There's good knowledge out there if you know how to find it. But if you're constantly scrolling, chasing trends, and binge watching random short clips, you're a slave to it. You're letting your attention span get destroyed, which means you're being used. Habit 3, video games. Mainstream data claims there's a near even gender split among gamers. A quick search might tell you it's a 50-50 split, but these stats are intentionally manipulated. This is a false narrative, cooked up to hide a specific agenda. Basically, to keep men from realizing they are being heavily targeted by these digital environments. So why does men are being targeted? Well, gaming creates a fake virtual reality that directly hijacks a man's innate desires. We're talking about the drive for competition, conquest, and status. Game creators are serving up these easy, simulated achievements to satisfy those deep rooted drives. You have absolutely no business dominating, competing, and leveling up in a virtual world if you aren't doing those exact same things in the real world first. So, if our friends and our screens are the external traps keeping us weak, how does men are failing themselves internally? Let's switch gears and look inward. Habit 4, sleep. A lack of quality rest isn't just about feeling a little groggy the next day. It is a fundamental flaw. The longer you go without quality sleep, the more you are literally weakening yourself. Poor sleep actively lowers your testosterone and diminishes your brain capacity. There is a huge difference between just clocking hours in bed and actually getting deep quality sleep. To combat this, 10 hours before bed, cut out all caffeine, 3 hours before bed, stop eating entirely, and 1 hour before bed, shut down all technology. It's a simple, systematic approach I guarantees will optimize your physical recovery. Habit 5, lack of emotional control. This is not about having zero emotion. It acknowledges that. The best men in the world still feel things, and yeah, they even cry. Instead, emotional control is defined as the strict, intelligent choice of exactly when to allow certain emotions to show. This is a fundamental pillar of masculinity. The modern society lies to guys by telling them it's totally fine to get emotional over minor, everyday issues. That losing your cool over minor issues is a definitive sign of weakness. Why? Well, if someone else can trigger your emotions, you voluntarily handed over your power. You're literally allowing them to control you. The directive is pretty clear. Use your emotions intelligently. Don't be a slave to them. All right, so having mapped out these internal and external traps, from the friends we keep to the games we play to our sleep and our emotions, we finally arrive at the core solution. What is the ultimate antidote to breaking free from this systemic weakness? The power of ownership. This brings us to the final habit: blaming others, the victim mentality. Blaming other people or your circumstances for your mistakes is the ultimate sign of a weak guy. It's the easy way out, and it guarantees you'll never learn a thing. But extreme ownership, taking full responsibility for everything you do, is incredibly hard. That is exactly what builds character, grit, and self respect. It literally forces you to confront your flaws head on. And when that impulse to blame someone else pops up, because let's be real, it will, use this specific 4-step method to kill that victim mentality instantly. Step 1: pause and take deep breaths. Step 2: zoom out for third party objectivity. Try to look at the mess like an unbiased bystander would. Step 3: accept reality for what it actually is, including your own failures. And step 4: put your ego aside, take complete ownership, and just keep moving forward. By killing these 6 habits, a man stops pointing his finger at society or the media or his circumstances. Instead, he looks at those 3 fingers pointing right back at him, confronts his own shortcomings, and actually starts building genuine strength. The underlying promise here is that yes, the world is full of traps designed to make you weak, but the world will ultimately treat you much better if you choose to be strong.